Here's the latest for you on the Hill Country flooding disaster. There are now 106 confirmed deaths in Kerr County. That's up by 3 from Friday. Among them are 70 adults and 36 children. There are believed to be about 160 people missing, but like officials keep saying, all of those numbers could grow. All that rain is complicating search efforts along the Guadalupe River. These operations were difficult to begin with. Most searches in Kerr County are on hold for right now. Fox SA's Emma Allen is in Ingram with the latest on why officials are calling off those searches.
We are in Ingram, right along the Guadalupe River. Earlier today, we spoke to the Fredericksburg fire chief, who tells us why search and rescue operations had to be called off earlier today.
The river is not a place to be right now.
That's Lynn Bizzle, Fredericksburg's fire chief. He tells me his crews oversee covering an 8-mile radius for search and rescue operations along the Guadalupe River. From Rio Vista Road in Ingram to Highway 98 in Kerrville, their boots are on the ground, but not today.
And about 9:15, we decided to suspend operations for today due to safety concerns on the river.
The recent rain from today causing the river to rise again, leaving volunteers and first responders with no choice but to get to higher ground and wait until they are in the clear again.
It's a every minute discussion or every 15-minute discussion with them to make sure that we're not going to get a wall of water coming on top of us.
Authorities still blocking off some of the main roads near the river, only allowing first responders and residents to pass through. Mateo Matz's mom lives up the road near the river. He drove from Fort Worth to Ingram to make sure she was okay.
Just the amount of damage here is just crazy. I've never seen it this bad ever. We're used to a little bit of flooding, but not like this.
His mom is safe, but seeing the devastation has left his heart in pieces.
Coming in, I could feel the heaviness in the air. It was just crazy, watching it. But seeing it in person is totally different from watching it on TV.
Though Mata has since moved away, he can't help but think about all the memories he made growing up with his cousin along the same bridge.
There's always going to be home, and seeing the destruction and hearing about all the innocent lives lost, especially the children, it weighs really heavy, and it's been weighing really heavy on me.
As for safety measures, Chief Bizzle says they were in place and they wanted to keep everybody safe. Reporting in Kerr County, I'm Emma Allen.
And just to show you how strong last week's flooding was, these are new images of a car buried in that debris. You can see the wheels sticking out right there. A lot of cars and homes were swept away last week. That's another reason why officials took extra caution today, just in case things got worse. Well, Ingram, Texas is one of the cities hardest hit by that flooding last week. Search operations were halted there too. But as Fox SA's Ethan Trejo explains, this is the first time in about 10 days that some of those first responders are getting a break. Hi, Ethan.
Well, Jordan, you can see the parking lot behind me is typically filled up with cars and volunteers, and this morning it definitely was. But after search and rescue operations were called off due to another flood warning, this parking lot became a lot more empty.
We saw the first responders that usually have been coming through here.
Eric Wilfong is the church administrator at City West Church, the building being used in assisting first responders and housing donations. He said the first part of the day saw a spike of responders, but after the weather delay, things in the area calmed down.
We had a large influx of those guys come in to wait out the storm and to eat, to resupply, and to wait for further orders.
The search and rescue operations near and around the Guadalupe River were called off at 9:15 a.m. this morning. Reagan Rapke, operations manager at the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department, said the decision was partially made as a safety measure to protect responders from potential floodwaters, but it doubled as a much-needed rest day for those tirelessly searching.
Most of my volunteers are greatly appreciative of it, and they needed the rest. They've been here. A lot of volunteers have been here since day one, and we're moving into the 10th day of it.
Rapke says that they will keep a team on standby in the event that the river does rise to dangerous levels again. But for now, most responders spent the day back at their hotels.
We have a couple of boats and swiftwater teams available, but we're not going to resume recovery operations until tomorrow.
Well, search and rescue teams will be watching the weather as the flood warning has now been extended into tomorrow morning. But if the weather holds up, teams are expected to go out and search and rescue operations again at around 8 a.m. In Ingram, I'm Ethan Trejo.
Ethan, thank you. We also have some new video for you from Burnet County, which is northwest of Austin. Floodwaters separated families and left people stranded as water rushed over those roads. Take a look at this. This morning, more heavy rain fell there, bringing back memories of the nightmare they experienced just last weekend. Many roads across the county are closed because of high water. Jeff White and his family pulled up to one of those low water crossings near their home in 3 separate cars. 2 of the cars ended up on one side, and the other car with his daughter and son-in-law was stranded on the other.
His plan's going to be sit at home. My plan's going to drive around till I can get home. It's dangerous. I mean, you want to know why people drive across it, because you look at it and you can tell you're going to get smoked out. You're going to lose control.
TxDOT has put out barriers to make sure people don't try to drive across that rushing water. The big message here: turn around, don't drown. Well, volunteers and organizations from around the country are stepping up to help residents put the pieces of their lives back together. Fox SA's Matt Roy spoke with one organization who is specifically targeting low-income families to help in their time of need. He joins us now with that story.
Devastation, destruction, tragedy. Thousands in the Texas Hill Country working to overcome the deadly flooding from the 4th of July, 2025.
Never have I ever seen it this bad.
But if you ask the residents of the area, they'll tell you that the silver lining has been the outpouring of love, resources, and support from around the state and around the country.
It's just the lines and lines of people with free food signs. It's very, very cool. You know, I don't think we could have asked for anything better.
There's food on every corner. You could get fed for a month. It's just been overwhelming, and we're so blessed.
And the help will continue. National nonprofit Give Directly is looking for 350 low-income families in the Kerr County area to give $2,400, no strings attached.
We've worked in Los Angeles, in North Carolina, in Florida, and we consistently see that when people have cash and can meet their own specific needs, we see just the tremendous sorts of outcomes from that sort of aid.
The organization has given out almost $100 million in the past 12 months, helping nearly 100,000 families nationwide, specifically helping people who are currently on SNAP benefits and food stamps.
When you send somebody cash, they're able to decide for themselves how best to meet their own needs.
In Kerr County, they've awarded money to about 25 families, but are looking to help at least 300 more as everyone works to move forward.
Once the flooding hits, as soon as you can get money into your pockets and start rebuilding, the better.
Now, Carmichael says the only thing stopping them from helping more people is lack of funds. So if you'd like to help, head over to our website and click on the link for this story to find out how you can donate to the cause. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Matt Roy. Back to you in the studio.
There's also another way you can donate. Fox SA is partnering with the Salvation Army for Sinclair Cares Texas Tragedy Relief. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen, and it'll help provide meals and hope to survivors and first responders who need us now.
You're watching Fox News at 9, Puro San Antonio.
Welcome back, everyone. We have some good news for you now. Our younger generation is taking action in support of the Hill Country. A group of children in Dallas are rolling up their sleeves and mixing up a business plan to help give back. They set up a lemonade stand to raise money for Camp Mystic families. And to make it even more special, they decided to set up shop at a woman's house who used to go to Camp Mystic when she was a little girl. She's now in her 90s. They're staying busy, handing out ice-cold drinks and trying to draw people in. This is a kid-run operation, but Erica Mims was the adult who helped organize this for them. She says she hopes the Camp Mystic families can feel the community's love from beyond the stand.
Any of this amount of money can help people remember them, whether it's planting a tree or a scholarship fund that lasts for years and years. It keeps their memory alive, which I think is what's most important to these families.
Mims says this effort was personal for her too. She has a son the same age of many of the victims of the Camp Mystic tragedy. Mims says all of the donations will be matched by her real estate company. Well, there are a lot of people raising money for people hurting after the floods, and there are people that really do need help. But not all of those fundraisers are real. Jillian Hartman tells us how fake GoFundMe fundraisers could steal money from a well-meaning public.
Well, in the wake of the devastation in Central Texas, many people want to help and donate, but local authorities say scammers are taking advantage and creating fake fundraisers pretending to help victims when really they're just pocketing the donations. Now, we just learned here in Harris County there has been a report of a fake GoFundMe page for a flood victim. And joining me here is Constable for Precinct 1, Alan Rosen. So tell me about this recent report and how people can spot a fraudulent fundraiser.
Well, it's very difficult to actually spot it. Like this particular case involved, a local Houstonian and a flood victim, and tragically at a time when families are suffering the greatest loss in their lives. A scammer, a criminal, somebody who I think is soulless is taking advantage or trying to take advantages of their situation. And so they set up a GoFundMe account in the name of one of the victims and claimed that they were trying to raise money. And they actually even they got 2 donations totaling $1,500 to incentivize people to donate. But even those people we discovered are dead. So they were just trying to kind of get this ruse going. We are doing an investigation into this, and I'm going to go full force to try to find who would do such a thing. We immediately contacted the GoFundMe people and shut the site down immediately so no one got scammed. And so from our perspective, in order to ensure that, a GoFundMe or any other fundraising things that are out there for these victims, just make sure that you've vetted them. Make sure GoFundMe has tips that people should look at prior to giving money on a GoFundMe or any other site.
Well, thank you for that helpful information. Now, if you see a GoFundMe page that appears suspicious, make sure to report it to your local authorities.